welcome to this month's Q&A. It is June. I hope you're enjoying the sunshine. It's such gorgeous weather. Anyway, let's get down to business. So the first question is from Julie_A_Mitchell. Do you have any advice on following a FODMAP diet? Okay, so firstly I would say don't do it for long. It's quite an exclusive diet, so that means by excluding diet, so it's taking out a lot of foods, which I'm sure you already know. So just for those of you who don't know, a FODMAP diet is trying to take out sugars and things that create gas in the gut. So it's quite exclusive. So you can take lots of fruit, lots of vegetables, garlic, onions, all things that have got loads of good things going for them too. So I would do that, and I would. Once you start taking them out and you've left them out for a good while, just start mindfully putting them back in and seeing how they feel. If you're still having trouble with them, it means that you're not resolving the issue, the underlying driver, because all those foods are really good for you. So just, that's my advice. I'd do it for a short amount of time. I mean, the maximum you should do it for is 6 weeks. But then try to be mindful about how those foods are making you feel, because really you want to have those foods in your diet. You want them, because they are all the good things actually. So just be very, so that's what I would do. That's my advice. And then if it doesn't clear up, I would have a look at why. Go back and see why, what's going on. Have you not got enough fire in your belly? Is there a problem with your gut lining, your stomach lining and stuff like that? Okay, then we've got next at Gigiola007. What combination of fruit, veg, juice is best to help against water retention? Many thanks. Okay, there are certain ingredients which are really good, and actually my first and favourite all-time diuretic for water retention, so it helps really get rid of unwanted water, is nettle. And you could juice it, you can make soup out of it, but I use it in a tea, so that is something that I would use. Things like watercress, celery and asparagus and cucumber. Funnily enough, water retention, if you hydrate it, helps to... Cells will hold on to water if there's a lot of toxins in there, so they'll hold on to water. If you keep flushing it through with water and things like celery and cucumber, and watercress is great for the liver, asparagus is also very helps to remove toxins from the body. Your water content will go down in your body. It will help to relieve it because it will be just flushed through. At Hannah Polly 40, any supplements, foods good for perimenopause stage of life? Thank you. Okay, there are a few. Agnes Castus is one that I always is my sort of go-to for perimenopause. It's great for all women's hormones, so I would try that. Also, what did I write down? Oh, black cohosh. Yes, black cohosh is a brilliant one. And Pucker make a really nice. They have a really nice menopause line, but that might be further down the line. And the Organic Pharmacy also do really nice tinctures. I think herbs is a really good way to go for that. Another one that you could take is ashwagandha, which is a really good one for women in general. At Tartan High, do you mind telling me the best juice before any performance-related exercise, please? Okay, so for this sort of thing, I think the thing that instantly springs to mind is greens, because greens have lots of vitamin B in them, and things like parsley are great for energy. Spinach are great because it has high iron, helps your oxygenation. Depending when you're going to eat before or what, so you've asked for a juice, so I'm assuming it's kind of just before. But if you're doing it slightly earlier, you could add in things like a few proteins and powders like maca are really good for energy levels, and spirulina, wheatgrass is a really good energy boost. So you could add those to your juice if you wanted to, and they should help you through. And they will also keep your free radicals under control, because when you exercise you do create free radicals. At Jomil Neraflex, what foods and or supplements help weight loss when suffering hypothyroidism, please? I believe some affect absorption of thyroxine. Sorry, my words are all over the place there. Okay, so yes, it's true. So there is a problem with, there are things like some foods such as soy. Soy, when you've got a low thyroid, can interfere with the production. It slows down thyroxine production, natural thyroxine production, so you don't really want to interfere with that because you need as much as you can get. Also cruciferous vegetables, broccolis, cabbages, but they're called goitrogenic foods. They've got goitrogens in them. If you cook them, then their goitrogens go down and they're fine, so just don't eat them raw. So the supplements that I would get, the go-to supplements for low thyroid are selenium, And iodine. Now iodine, you can get enough iodine from eating a bit of kelp or some seafood, or even if you live by the coast, when you are walking around, you absorb iodine through the air. So I'd be quite careful about supplementing it, because you can easily take too much and then it can interfere with other things. So I would just try and include some sea vegetables in your diet. And the other thing I was going to say, for your energy levels, Siberian ginseng is really good for thyroid issues and energy. And then there's something called L-tyrosine. It's an amino acid which you need, which helps to make thyroxine in your body. So take 500 milligrams of that morning and night. Add it, and also take some B6 and some vitamin C, which helps you absorb the L-tyrosine. So I hope that helps. And also, obviously, if your thyroid's working a bit better, it should help keep your weight under control. And if you've got more energy, you'll probably feel more like doing exercise, so that will also help your weight. At Cheryl Miller. Hey, I've been juicing in the morning for a while and feel great thanks to your amazing book. Thank you. I would also love to have a juice in the afternoon at work. What's the best way to do this, as I know you should drink a freshly made juice within 20 minutes? Can I freeze it, and will it retain its goodness? Okay, so yes, ideally when you juice a fruit, when you make a juice, you want to drink it straight away. That isn't always possible. So my rule is that if you make a juice, if you keep it stored somewhere dark and cool, in a fridge ideally, in a glass bottle, I would give it 24 hours. I mean, vegetables and fruits start oxidizing the minute they're picked or cut, or the minute they're taken from from the plant. And then when you juice them, they do start breaking down much faster, because you've broken down the fibre, you've broken down the fruit because you've juiced it. So 24 hours, I would say, would be the max, absolute max. I would also say, yes, you can freeze them, but it's a great way to do it. And also, if you freeze it, and then you can let it defrost through the day, it'll be ready for you at lunchtime. Okay, next, at Emily Emily Rose Mawson, maybe. Sorry. I'd love your tips on how to keep hormonal acne at bay, especially in the early stages of pregnancy. Are there any foods or supplements that might help? Thank you so much for your excellent nutritional advice every month. Oh, you're very welcome. Okay, the go-to is zinc. Zinc it helps wound healing, so make sure you're getting enough zinc either in your food, so things like pumpkin seeds have lots of zinc, oysters have lots of zinc. I don't know if probably if you're pregnant, you're probably not eating oysters, but you could supplement it. So zinc is a really good one to go to. Make sure you're getting vitamin C. Now, I would supplement vitamin C if you're not getting. I mean, vitamin C is in most fruits and vegetables, but obviously high in berries. It's really high. It's high in brightly coloured vegetables. So spinach has got green spinach, chards have got quite a lot of vitamin C. Fish oil is a really good one because it's anti-inflammatory. Turmeric's a really good thing because acne is an inflammatory condition. So it's really important to give the body things that help calm it down. So make sure you're getting fish oil. I would probably supplement fish oil. Make sure you get a really good, well-sourced fish oil. So I always recommend Nordic Naturals, EPA, Eskimo 3. There are lots, actually. There's a lovely one called Baby Tummy out there, and they're great, specific to pregnancy. Also, you could also take an antioxidant supplement if your diet isn't very full of fresh fruit and veg. There are lots out there. And make sure you're drinking enough water, because if you're not drinking enough water, you need the blood to be flushing. You need the blood to have lots of hydration in it to help keep flushing any of the toxins away from the skin. Okay, next, at Sarah.Mayhead. What's your opinion on low carb, no carb diets in general? I have always thought pulses etc. were good. Massive fan of lentils, for example, but now I hear they are carb too, and perhaps better avoided. What do you think? So I always think carbs are all right. I kind of think they're fine. Why aren't they fine? I mean, people avoid carbs, I think, because they think, because of the Atkins diet and ketogenic high protein diets. That's fine if that's what you want to do. I think carbs, your body needs carbs to operate. Your brain operates solely on glucose, so it needs that energy. I think, when I hear that people are cutting out fruit and carrots and beetroot because they've got carbs in them, and as you say, lentils and pulses are high in carbs compared to a chicken breast, which is purely protein, it's sort of, they're missing out on an awful lot of other good things going on. There's a lot of good things. So, for example, chicken breast might be really high in protein and lean protein, but it doesn't have any fibre. Low on plant sterols and plant benefits and things like that. So I think a bit of balance is fine. If you are concerned about carbs and you have a carb, people get a bit phobic about carbs. have them in the morning. So just be carb-free at night. That's the only thing I'd say. But I definitely would not be scared of carbs. They are really essential to your well-being. They'll help your energy levels. Perfect plate we work on, I work on in clinic, is that you have half of your plate is vegetables, and I don't mean mashed potatoes with cream. I mean multicoloured vegetables. So lots of greens, oranges, purples, and that could be half your plate. And then a quarter of your plate would be carb. A quarter of your plate would be low protein. And carb, I don't mean white pasta. I mean complex carbs like brown rice, quinoa, as you say, lentils. But lentils kind of fit between both protein and carb. So yeah, just a little bit of everything in moderation. And if you are very concerned, then the time not to eat carb would be the evening. So have your carbs and, have your porridge at breakfast, maybe your pulses at lunch, and then an animal protein if you eat animal protein in the evening. Okay, so I hope that helps. That's all of it for this month. Let me know if there's any more questions, and I look forward to seeing your questions for July next month. All right, see you later. Bye.